put information where there's misinformation. The two examples you have given cannot relate. Why do I say so? President Lungu's issue with the cabinet ministers was an issue that abrogated the constitution of Zambia. And the courts of law, the constitutional court specifically found that there was an abrogation of the constitution. We have not abrogated the constitution. Do we sensitize the members of parliament? Yes. The Minister of Finance was just on Thursday on the floor of the House giving a ministerial statement over the same. Now, if you have an agenda and you want to continue pushing that agenda, it doesn't become our problem. There was a ministerial statement rendered on the floor of the House. Follow-up points of clarification and questions were asked to the minister. He attended to each and every one of them. The following day, they wanted to continue in the same matter. It had to take the speaker to curtail the debate and say, look, you cannot have people coming and asking the same questions and we're talking about the same things every day. I mean, we must be seen to have some order. Now, when you have an agenda, that becomes your agenda. But when you really look at this audit story, all ministries are being audited. All ministries. So those that were supplied at the Ministry of Community Development, they are being audited. Education, audited. Health, audited. The moment we touched defense, now why? Because
it's a very sensitive ministry, you are aware.
Sensitive, yes. Let me tell you now. That is where a lot of money was siphoned. There are a lot of claims there that will come out and will shock the nation as to how money has been moving using the cover of the Ministry of Defense because people were convinced that this one doesn't get audited. So but now that covers, the Minister of Finance has said, the blanket has been lifted. So we're going to see what is there. That is the jitteriness that is there. But worry not. Things are going to come out. We will know who is who. If your fingers are dirty there, you'll be exposed very soon. So there's no need for you to compare what President Lungu did and what is happening now. We are following the Constitution. Whatever we are doing is enshrined in the Constitution. Whatever has happened with the Office of the Auditor General and the Ministry of Finance is provided for by law. There's nothing that has abrogated the law. So even that talk of impeachment falls off completely. There's nothing to impeach. And that is why at my press I said maybe the opposition need to impeach their thinking so that they come back with fresh thinking. Because right now there's, what are you going to say? You impeach because of the auditors. But check what the law says, how the auditors are engaged and how they were engaged. The law was not breached, it was followed. To the latter, AFRICOM. AFRICOM is a desk of, a military desk of cooperation anchored at the Ministry of, anchored at the American Embassy. But somebody came up and said, no, they're putting a military base here and AFRICOM and so on. So again, you cannot rubber-rouse. You bring misinformation and make an issue out of it, and then you want us to start, running around because you have brought Wenye, Ufi. Look, if you lie and you believe your lies, then good luck. There is no AFRICOM. There is no military base being set up. There's a desk of military cooperation at the American Embassy. And just last Sunday, the American ambassador was on Sunday interview, and he restated and clarified the same manner. But the problem with our opposition political parties in our country is that our colleagues like to tell lies, believe in them, and begin to react according to the lies. Just the other day, some character went to see another character in police cells and came out and says, the next day the character was released, and because there was not a scratch, there was not a single swelling on the face. It tells you that this idea of always wanting to tell lies and wanting to believe in them, you cannot preoccupy a government that is busy serving its people so that we begin to attend to your lies. When you lie, we just tell you that is a lie, the truth is this. If you don't want to believe it, move on. We also move on.
Away from this issue, as we move on, as you've stated, Director, other stakeholders feel that the reason why your government is insisting to proceed or is insisting to engage these foreign entities is because one of them is actually, or has President Hakainde Hichilema, our Republican president, who is linked to an institution called Grant Thornton because he is or is having shares into that company. Now, confirm whether these allegations are true or are not correct. And if these allegations are true, where do you put the aspect of interest of conflict?
So, you ask me if Hakainde Hichilema has got shares in Grant Thornton. What has motivated your question?
It's through the people of Zambia.
Through lies.
And of course,
through lies.
The concerns from the general public.
Yes. What has motivated your question? It's lies, isn't it? Because
I can't judge whether it's
no,
a lie.